Thank you, Mike. Let's bring in the CEO of London Global Strategies, Diana London, and Democratic strategist Kayvon Shroff. Great to have you both here. Diana, first to you. Give us your reaction to this peace deal signed by Armenia and Azerbaijan, and what do you think about these world leaders saying that President Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize?
It was another historic day at the Trump White House. We witnessed the peacemaker president bring yet another peace deal between two long-term foes who fought each other for over 35 years. And now, because of the leadership of the president, they are friends. I don't think that we have ever witnessed a president in our lifetime who has negotiated more peace treaties than President Trump's. To list them: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cambodia, Thailand, the DR Congo, Rwanda, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Pakistan, Israel and Bahrain, and Israel and Iran, Israel and Morocco, Israel and Sudan, Israel and the UAE, and Serbia and Kosovo. And I hope here soon, and I think the whole world hopes here soon, that he can add Ukraine and Russia to that list of accomplishments. This is the peace through strength, and the results are indisputable. And I believe it's time that the president receives the Nobel Peace Prize.
Kayvon, anyone who knows President Trump knows this is something, maybe the thing he cares most about for his legacy as president. 22 world leaders visiting the White House in just his 7th month in office since his 2nd term began. What do you make of all these world leaders wanting to come to talk to President Trump, and how do you think it stacks up to previous presidents?
It's Kayvon. Great to join, and that was an impressive rattling off. But I will say, one of the main conflicts Donald Trump campaigned on that he said he would resolve day one was Putin's war in Ukraine. He has been embarrassed by Putin on the world stage in his 1st term, and once again now, just like Hillary Clinton said, he is Putin's puppet. But I think beyond Donald Trump, right? Who is in his inner circle? The most embarrassing leaders. You have J.D. Vance, who's the laziest vice president in modern American history. He's already been on 5 vacations in just 6 months in office.
Whoa.
Then you have Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, who's a drunk, tweeting out war plans. His own mom says she doesn't respect him because he abuses women. And just yesterday, he tweeted out a video saying American women deserve to lose the right to vote. When the world watches and sees that,
I have no idea what you're
like
talking
a banana republic, not the greatest nation on earth.
Please stop. Kayvon, you can't call J.D. Vance the laziest vice president.
You're smart enough
to
get it right.
Kamala Harris, okay? And also, it is really rich to be quoting Hillary Clinton when you're talking about Russia. She had a famous gaffe with Sergei Lavrov, with whatever that button said. They mistranslated the whole thing. It was a huge disaster. Certainly Hillary Clinton is not someone you want to be citing. Let's go back to Diana and change topics. This afternoon, we learned that President Trump was replacing Billy Long as the IRS commissioner less than 2 months after his confirmation. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will serve as acting commissioner until a permanent replacement can be named. You know, we don't know much about what the IRS commissioner does, except when they are targeting conservatives. We saw that previously under the Obama administration. But what do you think really needs to happen at the IRS?
Yeah, I think the IRS needs to be cleaned up. I think we watched under the Biden administration some of the most weaponization of the IRS on the everyday American who was just trying to make money, provide for their family. I mean, for goodness sakes, they were targeting your Cash App and your Venmo, and, you know, any dollar that you were making off of anything, they were going to get it from you. And look what we got from that. We got inflation out the roof. We got, you know, the economy was low. So I think the president and a lot of the Republican leaders have been long calling for the overhaul of the IRS. I think that's probably one of the most popular decisions that the American people care about today is their tax dollars and where they're going, and also how much the government is taking. So I think we're going to see an overhaul. I think that Scott Bessent is one of the best leaders in the Trump cabinet, quite frankly. I think he has proven himself to be brilliant. He has really just implemented the President Trump's agenda flawlessly. I mean, look what's happening with our trade deals, and you know, all the Democrats, and including the person who was just on the screen here. There's a lot of naysaying, but boy, none of that happened under the Biden administration. And I think that Scott Bessent's going to do a great job, and I'm sure whoever the president appoints next will be the right person to help lead those efforts.
Scott Bessent joining Marco Rubio and Sean Duffy as admin officials wearing multiple hats right now. All right, Kayvon, let's try this again. John Cornyn, the senator from Texas, says the FBI has agreed to help track down these Texas Democrat lawmakers who fled the state. Earlier today, the Texas Speaker of the House also said this.
I have been in constant communication with Department of Public Safety, which has been working to track down absent members in an effort to return them to our chamber. These efforts will continue through the weekend. For those that have fled to Illinois or to California, be reminded that the FBI's assistant has reportedly been enlisted, and their powers are not confined to any singular state's boundaries. Comptroller Kelly Hancock and I have enacted a new policy stating that any member absent for the purpose of breaking quorum will no longer have their paycheck or per diem deposited electronically.
So no paychecks, Kayvon, and also Illinois and California, two states that are gerrymandered. I mean, the hypocrisy is pretty rich here.
Can you try to say my name right? It's Kayvon. But anyways, Donald Trump has been trying to weaponize every agency in this government to distract from what we know, which is his cratering popularity. People are so angry that he added $4 trillion to the national debt. He's covering up for Epstein, his child rapist friend. He's deeply unpopular on his illegal immigration efforts. So this is all to try to rig the 2026 midterms because they know they are going to lose so badly if they don't. It's plain as day, and I'm glad to see Democrats fighting back.
All right, Diana, last word real quick.
I think it's very interesting that my friend over here loves to call when they're investigating Republicans, it's justice. But when they're investigating Democrats, it's political. I think that's laughable. Quite frankly, I think what we're seeing in the Texas Democrats is